Okay. Make sure it's good position. I don't think it moves anymore once it actually closes down. You see the rubber won't let it go front and back, so we have to actually move it ourselves while it's still loose. Get an idea where the bolt's going to go, and then squeeze it ourselves to give it an idea how it's going to be positioned. Oh, don't tell me. See the little vibration. This whole thing is already loose because I guess it's still locked in two position though. I'm not even sure anymore. Let me double check. Now we gotta go back over there and check that guy. So let's put this into play. Let's put this for rest. Oh boy. Okay, let me go and lightly move this. And put this guy in here. Put this washer in from the back. Bring the washer and the lug nut. So I need to turn it a little bit. It's loose already. That's good. I think we pre-installed it. Okay, so let's go ahead and okay. Alright, so we're gonna get loose so we can move it around a little bit. This needs to shift shape also. I'm gonna try to do is bolt this on and then have it. I'm gonna have to angle this Allen. See, I'm lifting it up myself because you want to be able to lift it up because you don't want to cross thread it. So I'm gonna look from this side here, making sure it's straight. Because you can bolt it at an angle like this, and you don't want to do that. That's cross threading. So you want to make sure you're lifting it up. Is it righty tighty? Okay. There we go. That one's good there. We're just holding it for temporarily. Let's go inspect to see what happened here. Why this guy's giving us trouble. Maybe we should tighten it down a little bit more before we start this guy here. Where is he at? There we go. Oh, it's kind of dark. But yeah, both bolts are still in there. So what I'm going to do is, do we put blue Loctite yet on these guys? We're going to prepare soon to put blue Loctite on them. But for right now, let's get them tight down a little bit so they can take a little bit of position to reinforce. Got my little socket. A little trickier with the hose here. Might have to do without the extension. Yeah, I can do without the extension. Not bolting all the way yet still because we still want it to be able to move around. This one's gonna need the extension though. Can't curve it from the there it goes. Actually, do it with the extension but without the tool. Just kind of tighten a little bit. Okay. That way it doesn't jiggle around too much. Cause it to flex and bend for support reasons. So Okay, so we got most of it here. Let me go ahead, cap back my blue Loctite. Save that for the exhaust thread in a second. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's go and get these guys screwed in as much as we can. Make sure all his rubber components are still in alignment. So we can still move him a little bit, ship shape him. But he does come in like sort of a D shape this way because he's getting, see now he's got a little bit more free play in the bottom here. So I'm going to ship shape him again just to make sure. You can see that little bit of the space there on the bottom. So I'm going to do a little squeezing. Oh. Trying to feel where he's at. Okay, so here we go. You can get this guy to thread right in. We're good. Now you can see here the rubber part is starting to slip. So I'll keep that in alignment, check all around. Make sure that the rubbers are not slipping from our brace. So they're good. Okay. I'm going to give a final tight down here. Yeah, I think it looks good. I mean, I guess it looks a little bit weird without the black bushing a little bit, but that's what's for serve, right? Now straightening itself. Now this is it. This is the tight down. You don't have to do too tight, you know. Just enough for, you know, the washer not to move around here. But yeah, because you don't thread this. I mean, you don't want to strip it. There you go. That should be good enough. But I really want to be aesthetically pleasing again. I'll try to get the number to turn upright so I can see the numbers just by reading it. So I can do a little bit more of a turn, more of a right turn. Right, really want to be aesthetically pleasing. So I'll try to do that right now. That's it. There you go. It's not letting me turn anymore. It's in. It's definitely officially in. And wherever that thing, it's strong as it is, we're hoping it's not going to protrude like the first one. So yeah, this one's ready to go. It's tight down. The exhaust is kind of, well, let's see how the angle is tilt. So you can see it's kind of tilted like, is that what we want, or we want it straight? Or is it because the scooter's tilted? If we want it straight, then we should have rearranged it before we twist it in there. But I think it has a little incline, looks pretty aggressive still. You know, it's kind of like slanted like this, like a V shape. It's not really straight. But let's see. Yeah, it looks cool. It's more like a V shape. It kind of contours the cone of this guy right here. So I think I'm pretty happy with it. So let's go and bolt down the exhaust. And that'll be it. We're done with the exhaust now. Let's go and put some blue Loctite on that. Make sure it stays in place. So I'm going to try to go and back it all out. And we'll get ready to put our blue Loctite. Now what's holding in place is pretty much that brace. So if I take this off, it's still not going to move because that brace is that brace right there is that strong. It's holding it in place. Here we go. Give me 1 second here. Try to get the resolution pitch dark. Still pitch dark, huh? Let's see if I can rise it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna put some blue Loctite on this, and then we're gonna bolt it tight, going inward. It's gonna shape our pipe a little bit. is that? Oh man, it's totally shaping our side. Yeah, okay, it's gonna line it straight. That V shape is gonna turn a little bit for us anyway, once this gets bolted down. You can see here, I was flexing this inward where it should be because it's not flush yet to the bottom of the cylinder head, the pipe. So when I pull it forward like this actually moves this pipe a little bit. Watch, you can see it. When I pull it, see, it's gonna shape the pipe a little bit more like this instead of V shape. So it will probably correct itself. But we'll see. Either way, we're gonna be pretty pleased. Let me go and get that more light on that. One's out. Next one. Okay. Sure which one's easier. I guess I could probably be easier when you could just put blue Loctite here on these guys. Even though it's thread has got a long ways to go. So I'll just put some blue Loctite on this one. Get that in there. Almost feel like putting a lock washer too, by the way. That way the vibration doesn't knock it too bad. I think we're fine. There you go. Plenty of blue Loctite there on this guy. It's almost dripping out the other way. So let me get him in. What I should do is use this guy here. Use a tool. Try to get him in. There we go. Take him fast in there. And tighten all the way as much as I can by hand. We'll get the next one. The gasket's in there, good. All these separate components. Again, all our little plastic chip happens to be in areas that doesn't really matter too much. Even when we don't fix it, but I like to fix it. See if we can just get that back to where it was almost original. Try to put this last nut with blue Loctite. Blue Loctite. There was air, so much air in it earlier. Now there's no air, and there's no blue Loctite coming in or coming out. Face it down. Maybe do a little. Oh, there we go. That's fine. Quite a bit here. Okay. Luckily, we don't have to use blue Loctite on our plastic screws, so that's fine. One less worry. There we go. All right, so we're gonna screw this in. And I'm going to flex it so I can actually screw it in some more by hand. There we go. Look at that. I can lift it up a little bit. And you can see it's actually way off from the our NCY canister, which is, that's what we're meant to do, drag it away. And it's good, almost half an inch, so that's amazing. So that worked out well for us. Half an inch of clearance there from the exhaust, so it won't touch. Now let's go ahead and finalize and torque this down. First I'm going to hand tighten with the wrench still, and then I'm going to torque it down with the socket. We're going to do about 10 foot-pounds, about 120 inch-pounds. 10 foot-pounds to 120 inch-pounds. We're going to aim for. Let's see if I can get this. Can't really use the socket in this one. I mean, can't use the extension in this one, but I can use the extension in this one. Just gonna do it until it feels tight, and we'll get ready to. So there you go. This is pretty tight there. Let's try aim for the other one. going against the sun. That's why you guys can't really see it. If you're taking pictures or video, never try to go against the sun. You won't win. Okay, tighten this guy down too. It's not gripping because the studs are protruding out a little bit more. I almost need like a longer 12 millimeter. Yeah, this guy is not letting me protrude either. Let's see if I can even hand tighten them. Yeah. Okay, this guy won't let me do it. So let's go ahead and get ready to torque this down. You definitely want to torque it to at least 10 foot-pounds because last time we didn't do that. I think we had a gasket leak. It wasn't tight enough. So we have to bring the torque in. And we're going to set this guy. We're going to set him to 110 inch-pounds, or 120. That gives us equivalent to about 10 foot-pounds. I believe you can double check my math. But my calculation is correct. That's Tony's torque stage, which it normally is. Okay, so 110, 120, sorry. That should give us 10 foot-pounds. Keep going. 120 is on this side right there. I'm sure you guys can see it. You guys can't see it. Yeah, you guys can't see it. Just have to take my word for it. I'm almost there. I'm almost at the 0 mark. There we go. That's it. Put my adapter for my my 1/4 inch adapter, because it's actually a smaller one, because it's mainly made for a little smaller machine torque, which is perfect for this one. Okay, now with the adapter and everything in place, should be able to reach this perfectly, or not. Damn, still not. Can't clear this stupid bar. That's the head of this. So that means I have to get the extension on top of the adapter. That's going to be a little bit more. Let's see if it's doable. Didn't we do this last time? We were able to do it, so use the same tool and everything. So can't obviously. Just I guess I have to angle this a certain way. Let's see. Come this way then. Maybe come all the way this way. No, because I guess I didn't have the NCY oil cooler hose in the way too much. Now that I do, I have no room for extra slack that I need. I need the extension, and I still need all the socket in there. Let's see here. Try to get my covering you guys, but give me 1 second. Okay, that should be it. So let's see if I can find a longer or taller 12 millimeter socket. That's probably the best way. Yep, I found it. This is the perfect one, and it also has a smaller, pretty much socket here. So I only have to use adapter, and it's long enough for it can actually clear that pipe. So that worked out. So let me put this guy back in. Start the process of trying to hit it again. Let's show you guys an angle where you guys can see it clearly. Okay, there we go. Come into the corner there. Not a blur. There we go. Yeah, that fits beautifully. Alright, so that might work for this guy side for sure, but Actually, it doesn't work all the way. Let me try to see if I can get it another. A little tight cram now with all the hose line stuff. I didn't realize it's that bad. All right, this one seems like open now. There we go. Okay, so this is set to 120 inch-pound. So I'm gonna go and turn it, hold on to it like right there. And then I'm gonna turn it with my other arm, which is above the bar. There we go. Once we hear it snap, we'll stop. In fact, we don't want to do it yet until it actually both tightens. So let me try to bring it over here. Yeah, this one works too for it. You're gonna hear it. No, because I'm going loosey. That's why it's never gonna snap. Oh, brother. Michael. Had it. Okay, let me turn it to clockwise. Won't even let me turn clockwise because it's still pretty snug in there. So let me switch this back to righty-tighty. I always lose my sense of direction when I'm upside down. Yeah, this is righty-tighty now. Preset it because I'm always trying to face it. If you face it vertical, it's easier, but when you face the whole new. Okay, this is tightening it. Okay, that's almost tightened. I want to take it out and put it in the other slot. Just want to balance out the tightness. This is getting tight too, but we want to hear it click. The tap is the handlebar hitting it, so we're trying not to. Okay, almost. There we go. You hear it snap. That's 10 foot-pounds right there. There we go. Snap. Just want to come back and make sure again. Since these are probably what, M8? Yeah. And we're still messing with a light aluminum head, so you don't want to go any tighter. There we go. That's it. Good enough. Good enough for me. Shouldn't have any wig room no more. Yep. Solidly in there, and we have our blue Loctite in there. So we're good. We are done with our exhaust mount. So that one right there, we'll get ready to clean up and start on the next one. So there it is. This is what our final exhaust mount looks like. Let's go and wipe it all clean. Get all the debris out. And we vacuum everything already. I put the spark plug cap just in there temporarily. There's no spark plug in there just to make sure I don't get any oil coming in. But you can see it's actually almost straightened out a little bit. So let's check it out. Not too bad. It still has a V-shaped slant, but I think it fits perfect with the groove of this V-shape anyway. So that works well. And then our next one we're going to do is prepare, perhaps even, fix all our electrical wire, tie everything down neatly, prepare all our body shrouds on there. Of course, we're going to put our spark plug back in. In fact, I'm not sure there's a reason why we shouldn't do it right now, so let's do it. Let's go and get our spark plug. We're going to decide which one. Let's see how these two, which one's the lighter one or cleaner one. And we had two used ones. The one was pretty recent, but the other ones we cleaned up here and there. So you can see here, these are, which one's less dirty to you? Obviously the one on the left, right? So we're gonna go aim for this one and see how this one does. So put that one. I can't now tell you anymore which one came first, but we know this one's, wait. Now I can't tell either again. They all look the same now. Which one was it? It was like a magic trick real quickly. Oh, from this side, that's why we could say from the front. We had an angle that was really white on one side. This might have been the same. Yeah, so they're both pretty even. Darkness. This one has a lot of gunk in it, so more than likely, let's see if this one, we were using this one here. I could tell because it had the electric grease still staining here. So we'll put this guy back in. That way our spark plug, we could say it's in now. Just gonna give him a final wipe down. Okay, let's go ahead and get him in there. Gotta give him a turn. Shoot. Oh shoot. Oh boy. Look at that. He decides to play dip. If he falls in there, it's going to be harder to get him out. So let me get a pair of pliers real quick and fish him out. Fish him back out. No, no, no. We don't need you to fall out anywhere else. Okay, what I should do is just put him in a socket and drive him in. Be easier that way. Let me go push him in his special socket there. What is that? New. There it is. Socket here, the 5/8 socket. Put him in here. Should be able to drive him up. If we have to reapply new dielectric grease, we will do that. There we go. That's easier. Because it has a little rubber boot, so you can push it down and it'll stabilize it so it won't fall down. It won't fall upside down. That's what a spark plug boot does. Special socket for a spark plug. You could drive them with a regular socket too, as long as you have the right length. But since it's such a awkward position, you're going down, up, you don't want to lose it. So let's go ahead and put him in there. That way, we'll put him in there now. That way it prevents him from getting holes. Oops, sorry. Then you can turn them. Don't jig too much when you're turning. Try to stabilize your hand because you don't want to cross thread it, but be flexible too at the same time. Trying to get a feel for where that spark plug is driving, or is it driving? It should drive. It's kind of quite a ways to turn. There it goes.
Let's go.
It's driving now. Then you can go a little bit more faster.
Come on.
You don't want to start right away fast. More than likely your hand tightening is not going to cross thread it unless you have a tool with you. There we go. Looks like it's coming out of the socket now. It's more protruding inside. But just to make sure, we'll keep turning until we feel it stiff. There we go. It's stiff. So let's go and get back our little big socket there. And let's drive this bad boy home. Okay, there we go. Then we want to do this to about maybe 7 foot-pounds or 8 the most. So we'll do about 90 inch-pounds just to make sure we're kind of good. Because 84 inch-pounds is 7 foot-pounds, so I give it about 7 or 8. So let's go and take this back off, and let's go and put the special adapter. And let's drive it home. Okay, we'll need that socket, we'll need this, but we'll need the adapter with it because this is supposed to just pull out, you know? Okay, so here's our adapter. Here's our socket. Oh, let's go and set it now. We don't want to definitely tighten it at 10 foot-pounds unless you have a really nice cast iron cylinder head maybe. But other than that, these are still cast aluminum. So here we go. So we're gonna go take it to 90. Here goes 90. We'll even set to, well, sorry, 90. We're gonna set to the 0 point. So you see 90 there, inch-pound. 90. We're going for inch-pound. So we'll take it till it hits 0. That's it right there. Like click. That's what I like about this Husky tool. It's really awesome. A little more expensive than your typical Harbor Freight one. I think they're almost 3 times the price. But I can rely on this not to strip my screws. Okay, so where was it? Yeah, we need to put this guy in there. Or we can put this guy in here first. Might be easier just to get that guy positioned first, so he won't turn on you. Won't turn on you. Talking about a tool to get a turn on you. Or especially a socket. Yeah, he might turn on you. You want him to turn on you, but at the right time. Okay, here we go. There we go. Oh, did I hear it snap already? So it was almost tight. I think that's a snap. Yeah, that's a snap. Yeah. I wish I had a chance for it to, like, you know, stand a little, but it already snapped right away. So yeah, it's good. It's tightened there already. Now we can put our boot cleanly. I choose to put the boot over here just in case it ever falls. Again, the fan shroud's already pre-covered already. So we're gonna tighten this nice table down, nice and strap everything. I believe that we just, well, before we do that, let's go and, you know, fix all our old duct tape as well. And then we can go and tighten everything down nice and neatly. And we'll clean up everything. So you'll see that in the next segment, probably, in the next video. So let me go ahead and get this boot there. I'm going to hear it click first before I settle. Now I'm going to pull his ear back because I don't want the ears to, you know, once it gets in there, it's kind of hard to pull it back because then I have no space to work with. So I'm going to pull his, I call them his Dumbo ears. Pull his ears back. Then when I hear it click, I'll let the Dumbo ears, well, I can do it now. There we go. Just want to make sure the Dumbo ears doesn't push itself out, you know, like a squid moving out. But yeah, make sure the Dumbo ears are wrapped. This protects you, kind of like the water from not getting into it. I mean, your whole seat and everything would be sitting on here, covered everything up. But just in case you splash water from underneath, it's got this little sealed here. Water doesn't just make a U-turn on its own, you know what I mean? It's got to have gravity, so the less we can do that, unless the wind helps it, you know, blow to the right or left. But more than likely, it's not going to make a U-turn, so we're good. Good. And then we can actually know where to actually tie strap properly all our grounds. These things will probably go back up here. This ground wire can be free now. I don't know why I shoved it in there and left it in there. So he can be free. He's almost ready to be put back on. It's kind of loose. I did regret putting these kind of tips. It should be a higher gauge tip. So next time you do use it, use the appropriate gauge for the gauge wire, the tips. This one was actually rated about, I think, 12 to 14. And this is actually, what, 10 gauge wire. So we use a smaller tip on a thicker gauge ground wires, which I wouldn't recommend next time if you're going to redo this setup. I kind of like it though, but I would definitely reconsider putting a bigger tip on there. Unfortunately, I could not find a bigger tip with more displacement with a smaller hole than these guys, which is perfect because they're thick, but they also have a nice smaller hole, just enough for the thread to go to. Most of the time when you get a bigger one, a bigger gauge wire tip, it comes with like a very thin, like a little, you know, O-ring there. It's kind of weird. So yeah, that one's good to go. So everything here is set up. Our exhaust is fully mounted. I'm just going to do a little cleanup and then get ready to prep it up for some duct tape, some Velcro. We're going to pull it to probably the hot sun. And that's it. We'll see each other in the next video.